Good day, everyone. My name is Rosielyn Catabay, and I will be your discussant for today. Our topic is all about memorandum, or more commonly known as a memo. So, the objectives of this report is to first identify the key features of the structure and format of memo, know the important informations about memos or the memorandum in making dynamic and effective changes, inform the learners how memorandum helps us notice and solve the problem related to businesses, inform the learners how memorandum support decision making, and help the decision maker to make better decision in a particular problem or situation. A memorandum, or commonly known as a memo, is a short message or record used for internal communication in a businesses. The purpose of a memo is usually found in the opening paragraph and includes the purpose of the memo, the context and the problem, and the specific assignment or tasks. Memos also require strong organization in the body of the message for readability and a call for action at the end. However, memos differ due to stricter formatting conventions and do not require a closing phrases nor a signature. So, in order for us to compose a good and effective memo, we should pay attention to the following points such as the audience, its purpose, style, heading, body, format, and closing. First is the audience. We should think carefully about who needs to receive the information in your memo. Do not automatically include the whole office. Remember that our readers are busy and they don't have time to waste on a long-winded, confusing, or disorganized information. That means your memo must be organized and informative. Second is the purpose. The purpose of your memo could be to announce a change in policy, an upcoming event, or a personal action. They may be written to persuade someone to support an initiative or change a policy. They can also be used to thank or praise someone. Next is the style. The writing style seen in a memo is professional. You do not want to be pretentious or too formal if you are talking to your co-employers. Generally, your tone should be neutral or positive, but there are cases where memos are used for complaints or reprimands. In these situations, use caution. You never know who will ultimately read the memo, so be aware of the effect of your words. Then the headings. The headings should be include the date, subject line, and the CC, which are the list names of other people who will receive copies of your memo. The date includes full name of the month or its standard abbreviation. And then the subject. Make the subject line concise and accurate, since that often determines where or how the memo will be filled and even if it will be read. And of course, the CC, or the carbon copy, wherein the list names of other people who will receive copies of your memo. So let's proceed to the body. The opening paragraph states your purpose for writing so that readers can quickly grasp the memo's content and significance to them. Focus your reader's attention on main ideas, not details and digressions. Be plain, direct, and brief, and remember that most memos are less than a page. Then, format, wherein we need to decide on a pattern of organization that best suits our purpose. The two most common for memos are deduction and induction. To write in a deductive manner, place supporting facts in subsequent sentences for readers who are unfamiliar with the subject, and background information should be also presented last, while a memo written in an inductive fashion presents ideas in increasing order of importance. Lastly is the closing. So we must finish our memo with a courteous and clear call for action. Tell your reader precisely what results you expect to follow from reading your memo. It may be helpful to include deadlines. Close the memo with an invitation to give feedback or request further information. So now, let me show you an example of memo. As you can see from this example, a memo has well-defined formatting. The address block is always single space and includes to, from, date, and subject. The body of memo is formatted in block paragraph structure, double space between paragraphs. And the author of this memo does a good job utilizing bullet points to further organize the information for ease of reading. Also, notice the overall look of the text on the page with equal spacing for left and right margin. Let us now proceed to the different parts of memo, or standard memos are divided into segments to organize the information and to help achieve the writer's purpose. First is the heading segment. The heading segment follows this general format. 2. The reader's names and job titles. From, your name and your job title. Date, complete and current date, and subject or what the memo is about highlighted in some way. Second is the opening segment. The purpose of a memo is usually found in the opening paragraph and includes the purpose of the memo, the context and problem, and the specific assignment or tasks. Choosing how specific your introduction will be depends on your memo plan style. The more direct the memo plan, the more explicit the introduction should be. Including the purpose of the memo will help clarify the reason the audience should read this document. The third one is the context. The context is the event, circumstance, or background of the problem you are solving. You may use paragraph or a few sentences to establish the background and state the problem. And the fourth is the task segment. One essential portion of a memo is the task statement, where you should describe what you are doing to help solve the problem. Include only as much information as is needed by the decision makers in the context, but be convincing that a real problem exists. Make sure your purpose statement forecast divides your subject into the most important topics that the decision maker needs. And the fifth is the summary segment. If your memo is longer than a page, you may want to include a separate summary segment. This segment provides a brief statement of the key recommendations you have reached. This will help your reader understand the key points of the memo immediately. This segment may also include references to methods and sources you have used in your research. And the sixth is the discussion segment. The discussion segment are the longest portions of the memo and are the parts in which you include all the details that support your ideas. Begin with the information that is most important. This may mean that you will start with key findings or recommendations. Start your most general information and move to your specific or supporting facts. Then, the closing segment. After the reader has absorbed all your information, you want to close with a courteous ending that states what action you want your reader to take. Make sure you consider how reader will benefit from the desired actions and how you can make those actions easier. And then lastly, the necessary attachments. Make sure you document your findings or provide detailed information whenever necessary. For an organization, memorandum is very important to have an efficient way of communication. It is an inter-office tool. It has a number of purposes. And in simple words, a memo's purpose is often to inform, but it occasionally includes an element of persuasion or call to action. So that's all for my report. Thank you.